Hi everyone, welcome to Introduction to Human Communication. My name is Dr. Jackson and I am your instructor for this online course, so welcome. In this video I just want to go over some things to help you get started with the class, go over some policies for the online class, and also to go over some of the assignments, and then to sort of tell you how the course is going to be structured online. And so, as you've probably realized, we are now using Moodle instead of Blackboard. So if you're not familiar with Moodle yet, take some time on Moodle to just sort of try to figure out how things work. Okay, so it's new for all of us. So this is an Introduction to Human Communication course. So in this course, we do several different things. We study interpersonal communication. We study intercultural communication, group communication, and public speaking. So those are the four sort of areas of study within communication studies that we're going to spend time with over the course of the semester. So by the end of the semester, you'll have sort of a general grasp of what each of those fields are. So if you go to Moodle, you will see our class, Introduction to Human Communication, and the way that I've set up the class is that there's different modules. So each week there's going to be a new module that will have content and materials that you'll need to read and complete for each week of the class. So the first two modules are titled Communication with Confidence. And within that first module, you'll see the course syllabus. So it's really important that you pull up the course syllabus and go over it and read it in detail, because since this is an online class, there are different policies than if we were doing this class in the classroom in terms of participation and how to submit assignments and late work and all of that sort of stuff. So please take time to go download the syllabus and spend time reading it. And then also within that module is sort of what's expected in this course and the major assignments, so your assessments, and we'll talk more about all of those throughout the semester. And so that's the first module. When you go down, the second module is called Getting Started. And this is just sort of like a beginning module that gives you introductory information, but is sort of like a test run, if you will, like a practice run of like what you'll need to do for like modules throughout the rest of the semester. So if you look at Getting Started, right underneath it, you'll see that there's a due date. So for each module that you see throughout the course of the semester, right underneath the title of the module, you'll see the date that the material within that module needs to be done and completed by, okay? So the first thing that you'll see is called Introduction. And within, you click on the Introduction link, and that'll tell you like generally what that module, what the theme of the module is. And that usually corresponds to the chapter in the book that we'll be reading. Okay, so every week we sort of cover one or two different chapters, and then the module, the work within the module, and the material within the module corresponds with that chapter in the book. And then underneath the introduction, you'll see first activities. So you click on that, and every week I'll have activities for you to do. So you click on that and it takes you to all of the different things that you need to do. So the activities for the first week of class are things like read the syllabus, okay, and watch this video, all right? And then finally, every week you'll have a discussion board that you'll have to post to, okay? And so every week I post about 3 or 4 questions that after you've read the chapter in the book and after you have completed the other activities within the module, you complete the discussion board. So you read the different questions that I ask you and you post answers to each of those questions. So in addition to submitting on the discussion board your own answers to the 3 or 4 questions that I post, it's also required that you respond to 2 of your classmates' posts, okay? So the idea is to sort of create a conversation between the students, even though we're in an online setting, to sort of get you to communicate back and forth with one another and talk about the material. So once the discussion boards are due, you, in order to receive full credit for each week's discussion board, you have to have a total of 3 posts. So you have to have a post of your original answers to the questions that I ask, and then 2 posts where you're responding to 2 of your classmates. Okay, so it's really important, like that's a really important point, because if you don't have a total of 3 posts, then you won't receive full credit, okay? And then, let's see. So that's the first module. And so underneath, so we've got the communicating with confidence module. That's where the syllabus and just general information about the course is. The getting started module, and it's due August 28th, by the way. And then module 1 is called human communication, and that's due September 4th. So you'll go to that module. There will be an introduction to the module where you just sort of read sort of like a summary of what the chapter was about and what the material within that module will be dealing with for that week. And then student learning outcomes, and that if you click on that, the outcomes meaning like what you're expected to have learned after completing that module and reading that material for that week. And then again, the learning activity, so you'll go through and complete each activity for that week. And then every week, or almost, this is another important point that I want to make, every week, or almost every week, I post a video lecture that covers the content from the chapter, or at least highlights of the content from each chapter. So you'll click on the video links and you'll watch me give a lecture, okay? However, this is a big point. The videos that are up are videos that I've used for prior classes, for prior online comm110 classes, meaning when I posted those videos, we were using Blackboard, and the due dates are going to be different. So when you're watching the video lectures, it's really important that whatever I say about Blackboard, you in your head think Moodle, not Blackboard. And then second, disregard any of the dates, okay, because the dates are not accurate, okay? The dates will be posted clearly within each module of like when things are due and stuff like that. So when you're watching videos, you're only watching them for the lecture itself, the content of the lecture, and what I'm explaining about the concepts and the theories and the examples that I'm giving and things like that. You're not listening to the lecture for practical things like how to turn in an assignment or due dates, things like that. Okay, so that's really, really important. Okay, a couple of other things that I want to cover. Here's the textbook, Real Communication. Okay, it's imperative that you get this textbook in order to pass the class. So you want to think of the textbook as another teacher, right? So since we aren't meeting face to face, you're going to have, in order to do well on the assignments, you're really going to have to be familiar with the material in the book, okay? So please be sure to order the textbook if you have not already. So a couple of things about assignments in this class. You'll have a midterm and a final assessment. You'll have weekly discussion boards that you'll have to complete, like what we just talked about. You'll have quizzes throughout the semester. You'll have 2 written assignments, 2 papers that you'll have to complete, and 1 speech that you'll have to complete. And we'll talk about how you'll do that. Okay, you'll film yourself and you'll upload it, and we'll talk about that when the time comes. It's the last major assignment that you have in this course. So the way that it'll work is when you have, so every week you'll have discussion boards, links to discussion boards in each module. When you have other assignments that will be due that week, there will also be a link within that module. So say you have a quiz one week, you'll see in the module under discussion board quiz 1 or quiz 2. So you'll click on that and it'll take you to the quiz that you'll need to complete, okay? If you have if I'm posting an assignment that I want to give to you that isn't due later on in the semester, say I post an assignment today, but it's not due for 3 weeks, right? You'll still see it under Module 1, personal analysis, personal communication analysis paper, and you'll click on it, and it'll tell you when it's actually due, okay? And then, so you'll be able to see it there. Even though it won't be due for several weeks, you'll pull it up and tell you the assignment requirements, expectations, the due date, all of that sort of stuff. And then you'll see a link to it again the week that it's due. Let's see what else. So it's really important. I think a big thing for this class is to know that it's not like a complete at your own pace class, okay? It's easy in an online class to put off doing assignments and put off completing things because we aren't meeting weekly, right? So it's easy to just sort of fall behind and forget to do those things. But in this class, if you fall behind, you're going to be missing deadlines and you're going to be getting too far behind to be able to make it all up, okay? So there are weekly due dates. So every discussion board is due every week, okay? There's a discussion board due every week. Quizzes have specific deadlines that they're due by. They'll be open for 1 week, and after that 1 week window, you can't take them anymore. The paper assignments, which are called the personal communication analysis paper and the pop culture interpersonal relationship conflict paper, those all have specific due dates. Your speech has a specific due date, okay? So if you don't participate on a weekly basis, you're going to miss those major assignments and you're not going to be able to pass the class. So it's really important that every week you pull up the week, that week's module, and complete the materials within that week's module. So when you do go to Moodle and look at the modules, like I said, I'm just repeating, you'll see when things are due, okay? So the way, under the title of the module, you'll see the due date for that module. So the way that I usually do it is I make every due date for each module a Sunday night, okay? So say that, for the first week of class, you'll have until the following Sunday night to submit your discussion board and to complete all of the activities and go through all of the materials that is within that first module, okay? And then that following Monday, the next day, the next module will be available, and you'll have until that following Sunday, the next following Sunday, to complete all of that material, okay? So week 1 will open Monday, it'll close that following Sunday. Week 2 will open that Monday, close that following Sunday. So that's typically how it works, unless there is an exception, right? Like if we have a weather-related event, or we have like sometimes during like holidays, stuff like that, I sort of fluctuate the dates, and I'll always tell you about that. So I'll give you weekly updates about due dates, what's expected of you that week. I'll communicate a lot with you that way. It's also really important that you make sure that you have your Suno email address up and running, because I will be emailing you through Moodle, and it'll go to your Suno email address. So if you don't have that set up yet, then you need to contact IT in order to get that set up. Okay, what else? So my office is on the Lake Campus in the modular building, okay, room 433. And if you click on the syllabus, you'll see when my office hours are. So another big point that I want to make about this class is that I know that it can be really easy to get lost in an online class and then to just sort of give up because you're so far behind you don't really know where to start. Always reach out for help, okay? If you don't understand an assignment, if you have fallen behind and you want to try to catch up, if you didn't complete 1 week and you need to try to catch up, reach out to me, reach out to fellow classmates. Come talk to me in my office during my office hours. Leave a voicemail on my phone or call my phone. I'm more than willing to do what I can to help you get through this course, as long as you reach out to me and as long as you keep up with what's going on in the class. So I think that is the sort of introductory information that I wanted to give to all of you as we start this class. And the next thing that you'll need to do, this video is located in the Getting Started module. So the next thing you'll need to do is move on to the Human Communication module, Module 1, the official first module. And let's see, under Getting Started, under this module, Getting Started, if you click on Course Preliminaries, that link, it takes you to a discussion board where you can ask questions about the syllabus. Okay, so if you have any specific questions about the syllabus after you read it, you can post your questions there and I can respond to your questions. Okay, so I'm looking forward to the semester. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you next week. Take care.